Hey guys, I literally have not filmed in like over 2 weeks, which is crazy. But I've basically had the worst exam season ever, and I still have one more midterm to go. And then right after that, I basically just start finals almost immediately. So this semester is rough to say the least. And I just finished an exam yesterday, so today I'm catching up on basically everything that I fell behind on while I was preparing for this exam. So yeah, this morning I worked on my discrete math homework, and then I still have like a few more parts to finish for that, but that's pretty much done for the most part. And then I have to rewrite some lecture notes, and then I have a bunch of work-related stuff that I need to get done. So it's going to be a very hectic day, probably 2 days that it's going to take me to catch up fully. I also need to catch up on hours for my research assistant position, so hey guys, so it's Thursday and in about 25 minutes I have class. But basically today I just worked on discrete math like the whole time, and right now I'm working on an infographic that's going to go up on the Instagram account at Girl Up Michigan, which is the Instagram page for a student org that I'm a part of. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've done today. I also played some Animal Crossing and watched some Gossip Girl, which was really nice. Hey guys, so I thought I would come on here and talk about some of the books that I've been reading this year. Last year in 2020, I read 51 books total, which was incredible. I used to read like every single day back when I was in middle school and even before then, but then once I got to high school, I just really stopped reading, and I only read assigned books most of the time. So in college, I've been making it a point to continue my reading habit, And one of my New Year's resolutions was actually to read every day, but that hasn't happened. But I definitely have been reading a lot more than I ever did in high school, which is great. So I've been doing the 2021 reading challenge on Goodreads, and my Goodreads is linked in the description if you're interested. But I basically set the goal of 50 books, so hopefully I can reach that by the end of 2021. So far I've read 7 books, so I'm about 14% done. So I am behind schedule, but I'm hoping to catch up during summer break because I'm not going to be taking any classes over summer break. I know that I said previously that I was going to take physics over the summer, but I decided not to because there are a few things that came up that made me realize that I might not ever need to take that class, so it wouldn't really be worth it to take it now while I'm still unsure. I will be working a job this summer that I'm really excited about, so I'm mostly going to be focusing on my job and on reading and creative work this summer, which I'm really excited for. Anyway, as for the books I've read, the first book that I want to talk about is the first book in the Lockwood & Co. series. I started this series in middle school, but I basically forgot everything about it, so I decided to start over from the first book, which is called The Screaming Staircase. So if you enjoyed Percy Jackson, I feel like you're really gonna like this series because it has the same middle grade fantasy feel. It just provides so much comfort. So in the world of this series, ghosts have gone out of control and they're haunting houses every single day after sunset, and sometimes even before sunset, as you'll see in the book. And young adults and teenagers like Lucy have this special power of being able to connect with these ghosts, whether it's through vision or through sound. So there are a bunch of agencies that these teenagers and young adults work for, and they basically fight ghosts every single day to maintain peace in the world because they're quite literally taking over like a pandemic, basically. And I feel like that's a really vague and kind of bad description, but basically if you enjoyed Percy Jackson, I really feel like you'll enjoy Lockwood & Co. Lockwood is definitely my favorite character, and I love the dynamic between him and Lucy. So next I read Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which is the second book in the Brown Sisters trilogy, and I'm currently reading the third book, which is Act Your Age, Eve Brown. But as for Take a Hint, Danny Brown, it was an amazing read, and if you're into feel-good romances, you should check out the entire Brown Sisters trilogy because it's amazing. It's rare for a sequel or a third book to measure up to a first book, but in my opinion, all of the books in the series have been equally good. And in the same genre of romance, I read The Kiss Quotient and The Bride Test, which are both written by the same author. These were both amazing. They are both feel-good romances. And for all 3 of these romance books that I read this year, there was a ton of diversity and representation of all sorts. Like not only with ethnicity, but also with mental illnesses. So if you are looking for a new romance to read, I definitely recommend these. I also reread the first Harry Potter book, and I'm currently rereading the second book in the series, but I just absolutely love the nostalgia that Harry Potter brings me. And then finally, I read The Lover's Dictionary, which deals with a lot of heavy topics, but it's in the format of a dictionary, which made it a really quick read, even though it was so heavy. And if you like Rupi Kaur's work, I think you'll enjoy this book as well. So yeah, those were all the books that I've read so far, and I will definitely keep you updated on more books that I read throughout the year, because there are definitely a lot more to go. If you have any book recommendations for me, definitely leave them down below, because I'm always looking for more books to read. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video.